The city of Kolkata functions as one of the most important economic centers in the East, supporting local and international trade and commerce in the form of long established traditional bazaars. These reflect the city's history and spatial growth as a major urban center since the mid 18th century, when colonial influences were deeply rooted. Traditional market in Kolkata, along with its later colonial form, gives an identity to the city life of Kolkata, thus essential for understanding the nature of the city.
Calcutta was the first capital of British India that was established in the 17th century when East India Company came and settled the European fleets in the three existing settlements, Sultanati, Kalikata and Govindpur. The establishment of Calcutta and its political control into the hands of British led to the formation of new policies in terms of trade, tax and revenue collection. By this time, the settlements were swelling up in populations and trade, both inland and overseas. The British East India Company set up its two new ports on the banks of Hooghly, from where cheap raw materials used to get exported in the international markets. The foreign economic development led to new employment opportunities among the natives. Local trades were extensively carried out in huts and bazaars, regardless of heavy taxes. Foreign merchants also settled up in the region by getting great trade opportunities. Goods from international markets were inflowed into local markets at higher rates, while the raw materials used to get exported at much cheaper rates. Considering new employment opportunities and chances of better living conditions, migrant influx started in these areas. Locals started helping the Britishers in flourishing their trade and businesses. This led to rapid urbanization of the villages and soon they expanded in areas with huge population influx. In the initial periods of urbanization, new markets were established in these populated areas among the natives. Later in the 19th century, exclusive markets for Europeans were set up near the white settlements. Eventually, separate markets for natives and Britishers became the center of trade and shopping for whites and blacks. The bazaars led to the gradual formation of a city and became the anchor of urbanization. In the city, there was clear demarcation of black and white towns, which was clearly visible in the bazaars too. The new market was a private bazaar for the white people, while the others were public.
The increase in population in the core city of Kolkata and issues of unhygienic living conditions arose, due to which people started to move and settle into the southern suburbs of Baliganj area, where Garyahat market was initiated. Post-independence, the influx of migrants from neighboring states mostly spread to the southern part and populated the streets as vendors due to limited job opportunities in the formal sector. The construction of EM bypass and the presence of Baliganj railway networks connected Garyahat to the core city and Salt Lake areas, leading to its settlement growth along with its commercial expansion. The confluence of broadly two eras give birth to the present-day complexity of the city of Kolkata, of which the first era is of three settlements with traditional bazaars and the second era of colonial influence. The interaction and resistance, mutuality and oppositionality, politicized and contested natures of these two eras give rise to an ambivalent space. Colonial discourse theories have argued the relevance of this phenomena, and Homi Bhabha propagated the notion of hybridity with culture and space, of which we shall dive into. Reverting back to the civilizational values of pre-colonial past represents the cultural purity of the Gandhian nationalist discourse, while Homi Bhabha argues that the Indian culture is a melting pot of several disparate elements regularly being added up, thus regularly transforming cultural identities and therefore eliminating the concept of cultural purity. Colonization and globalization have both influenced the traditional bazaars. Dipesh Chakrabarty describes it as a paradigm having a deeply ambiguous character. It is exposed and therefore malevolent. It is not subject to a single set of enclosing rules and rituals defining a community. Further, Ananya Roy characterizes it as fluid spaces with notes of articulation, the spatio-temporal points at which the pure and authentic are distilled from amidst cultural corruptions. Mohallas or neighborhoods give Calcutta's bazaar its character of clustered traits. A mohalla is approximately one-fourth by half-mile area of residential and commercial activity that contains its own mosque, temple, and school. Traditional social life is often centered in a chowk between mohallas. This notion of spatial hybridity is the lens that we are using for unraveling the complexity of the bazaar and its spatial, social, and cultural construct.
The scene of the bazaar adds a very peculiar side to the perception of the Indian character: ever present dirt and disorder, filthy drains, disgusting cellars, crowded and noisy lanes, people, birds, goats, dogs, and fowls all work together to produce the effect of a typical Indian neighborhood. The whole seems at first more like some strange phantasmagoria. The bazaar, the street, and the transactions they produce have for long formed a spatial complex in India. Streets, for good or bad, all too often become bazaars in India, combined with different purposes of pilgrimage, recreation, and economic exchanges. Hence, we take the bazaar as a space that serves the needs of transportation as well as of those of entertainment and the buying and selling of goods and services which produce and reproduce the social life in the city, which we will be exemplified further through the explorations on the streets of the city of Kolkata. On the first colonial capital of India, within the boundaries of Kolkata Municipal Corporation, lies Garyahat in southern Kolkata. It falls under the Baliganj area and is connected on the eastern side to EM bypass via Rash Behari Avenue and is characterized by the presence of Baliganj railway station and the nearby Ravindra Sarovar Lake. Garyahat falls in the Baliganj area and is a retail market famous for saris and altogether provide a very long stretch for window shopping too. It is the hub and shopping capital of South Kolkata. Garyahat is also famous for its fish market. It connects to intersect some of the most important roads of the city, namely Baliganj Circular Road and Rashberry Avenue. Trade and commerce was already in existence during the colonial rule along the road and at the intersections. In 1862, Baliganj station was started. This station connected Garyahat to the other parts of the city. This was also followed by the flourishing of shops and commerce activity, which further led to residential growth in the area. The first structure was erected in 1930 by KMC and was extended post-independence. This market is an independent unit run by local office connected to KMC through budget proposal and annual monetary transaction. It has 300 permanent stalls. After independence in 1947, refugees from west of Bengal arrived in Kolkata looking for jobs. In 1950, first trade union was formed called Bengal's Hawkers Association. Most of them ended up on streets working as street vendors. This was the first big wave of hawkers on the streets of Kolkata. The 70s Naxal period witnessed major parts of the industry workers losing their jobs, and the number of hawkers increased rapidly as they started working as street vendors. Because the hawkers were growing in number and congesting the streets, the flyover was introduced, which eased the traffic and became a public space where groups are seen playing chess and loitering. Liberalization of 1991 ushered in an era of launching a host of retail shops, boutiques, showrooms, and chain stores spurred in foreign brands with an eruption of malls. Then in 1996, Operation Sunshine witnessed hundreds of members of the left front in a state government initiative to clean up the streets of Kolkata, which resulted in a violent removal of street vendors and was fiercely protested by the hawkers, but was resolved and negotiated through conditions on pricing. Today, the Garyahat market is a juxtaposition of local and global shopping entities where the traditional bazaar products and experience and the contemporary malls coexist in certain and varied scale and nature. The paradigm of bazaar can be viewed as an entity with a deeply ambiguous character. This ambiguity can be observed in the volume of transactions, the influx of people, and the rhythm of activities which they perform every day. The upcoming sections illustrates this diurnal rhythm of activities in a close relationship with the bazaar's physical form. Large billboards advertising for global brands exist together with the smaller placards. Unused spaces under the flyovers have become an ephemeral place that allows rejuvenation space for the office goers and the elderly. As vending is an integral part of the production of social life in the bazaar, spaces are being consumed for livelihood generation in the form of authorized and unauthorized commerce. These entities, however, contest against the authority for their commencement in the form of bribe to secure their individual space. The part of the market consisting of malls attract customers by large advertising banners with discounts on numerous brands. However, the juxtaposition of hawkers market in front of the malls attract the customers through regional dialogues and human expertise in locally branding their products.
So far, Garya Hut shows the presence of both the traditional and contemporary shopping activities, and it is constituted by the integration of rural and urban, not only economically and socially, but also culturally in an ephemeral space. But how is such a space produced? To understand that, we shall delve into the investigation of the production of space in Garya Hut. People visit Garya Hut from all parts of Kolkata, but not all of them on a daily basis. Visitors from Salt Lake come for special purposes like buying fish or saris and many other vegetables and fruits. Because of the position near EM Bypass and Baliganj railway station, it is a common stop on the way to work. Because of this, street food vendors are very numerous around the area during morning and evening hours. Upendra Tamur, a fruit vendor, travels by bicycle 10 minutes 6 days a week to sell at the market the fruit which comes from North Kolkata. The footpath is reproduced into a space for sale. Dashgosh Umar Khan, a fruit and vegetable vendor, buys his vegetables from the neighboring village and sells twice a week at the market. The shaded space also becomes the space for this vendor to earn. Narajana Mirajkar buys newspaper and magazines from central Kolkata and sells here on a daily basis and travels back home to the south of Garya Hut. The wall is used as display for passerbys to buy. Shendra Kagosh is accompanied daily by her daughter for fishing near her house and travels 14 kilometers from Suronaham by bicycle or train to sell it. The enclosed structure meets the requirements for selling fish. Chandra Goth's brother gets the plastic imported from China at the Chinese market and they travel 20 minutes by bike to sell at Garya Hut. The product for sale is itself used to create an ephemeral space. The varied faces had varied reasons that made Garya Hut special. It is a shopper's paradise. Over 25 years, I come to a sari shop and buy saris from there only, said Sanguchta Ghosh. I come here for playing chess every day and I also get to talk to others, said the story of the elderly Bidyut Patra. I love to shop and eat in weekends. For me, Garya Hut is the best place for that. The story of a youth, Shreya Banerjee. My personal relationships with customers bring them to me for many years. The story of a shopkeeper, Pratik Mana. These complex network of various bases and stakeholders from various backgrounds, networking through various modes of transportation for multiple purposes, results in the production and reproduction of such spaces.
সেল 100 টাকা জানাবেন 100 টাকা সেল 100 টাকা এই সেল 100 টাকা জানাবেন 100 টাকা
The contemporary market in the city of Kolkata is a juxtaposition of shopping entities of varied scale and nature which coexist in certain ways of production and reproduction of spaces of liminality. The bazaar showcases the diversity of class and variety of transactions without clear demarcated borders.
The street performs as ephemeral spaces and allow production of social life through informal commerce mostly driven by rural influence. The onset of new shopping enclaves, when met with the informal business of hawkers in the city, generates a contrast of contestation for each other but functions in synergy for the shoppers. This is due to the fact of specificity in the choices of people consuming the bazaar space. Therefore, thus these great challenges, contestations, and synergy inside these bazaars collectively functioning to cater as a mixed shopping destination for everyone also define the hybridity of the bazaar.
And finally, the way in which the varied faces, spaces, and networks resulted in the production and reproduction of ambiguous spaces in Kolkata, the team parallelly is composed of varied mindsets from across India who contested and resisted with each other's ideologies and unraveled the complexity of the city of Kolkata, thus merging themselves into the realm of a hybrid group who now will sign out.